Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition. ده هالهندسة. Jabura in Egypt, first walking visit of President Abdullah Fattah al-Sisi to Jaburi. And for international scene, Dorsey in evacuation of Gama underway, authorities fear disasters. Those was the headlines, and welcome to the national news. The President of the Egypt, Abdullah Fattah al-Sisi, arrived today, Tuesday, in Jaburi as part of an official working visit. The Egyptian head of state, who was accompanied by a large delegation of his country, was welcomed on his arrival by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Anglais, in the presence of the Prime Minister, Abdul Qadir Kam Mohammed, members of government, parliamentarian and representative of international organization and diplomatic corps, according to Jaburi. Indeed, the Egyptian authority have rolled out the red carpet for the Egyptian leader, to whom all honors were paid on this occasion. After the refute of the troops by the two heads of state, the national anthem of both countries were played by the military band.
Commander of the Honor Troop, Excellency Mr. President, welcome to the Republic of Djibouti.
And the President Gele and his host then had the first face-to-face in the launch of Honor at Djibouti International Airport. The two leaders met shortly afterwards at the presidential place for a meeting attended by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of both countries, members of the government and representatives of diplomatic and consular corps present in Djibouti. This meeting took place in an atmosphere of the friendship, brotherhood, and mutual understanding. When it arrived at the presence of the Republic, the two heads of state, Ismail Gelia and his counterpart Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, met face to face, a first historic visit placed under the sign of friendship and brotherhood. This visit is dedicated to strengthening the relations of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and two peoples. The talks between the two heads of state focus on the state of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and people, as well as ways and means to promote and develop them further. This meeting allowed the two heads of state to identify together sectors of cooperation for the two nations with many similar ties. After face-to-face, the two delegations had a stand meeting. At the end of this meeting, the discussion of various topics have focused on joint cooperation and further strengthening bilateral relations, including security, military, and economic. They also made an overview of the strategic, economic, and political situation and issues of common interest that were raised during this meeting. In other words, this meeting has allowed to lay the groundwork for a solid and lasting partnership between the two brother nations. For his part, the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi expressed his great pleasure to visit the Republic of Djibouti. This is the first visit of an Egyptian president to Djibouti. He thanked the head of state for the warm welcome and generous hospitality. He stressed the importance of Djibouti's role in its regional environment. This visit reflected the fraternal and strategic relation between our two countries that stand to all levels based on mutual political will, said the Egyptian president. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took the opportunity to congratulate the President of the Republic, His Excellency Miguel, for winning the confidence of the Egyptian people in the recent presidential election to lead the country in a new term, wishing him full success in continuing the process of construction and stability, speaking about the most important issues and topics. He discussed with the President of the Republic. The Egyptian President said that these discussions focus on ways and means to strengthen bilateral relations between Djibouti and Egypt in various areas: political, economic, security, and military, noting that both sides agree on the importance of the increasing exchange rates and intensifying cooperation in the field of capacity building through the training program provided by the Egyptian Agency for Development Partnership. We agree in this context to increase Egyptian investment in Djibouti, to give Egyptian companies to opportunity to contribute to the infrastructure project, and to open a branch for the Bank of Egypt in Djibouti. We have agreed with President Gela to speed up the process of building the Egyptian logistics zone in Djibouti in order to facilitate the export of various Egyptian goods to Djibouti, as well as to strengthen cooperation in priority sectors, including transport, port connection, and health. A cooperation is underway between the two parties to release an Egyptian hospital in Djibouti. We'll also agree to intensify effort to combat the phenomenon of intellectual extremists and train pressures by strengthening the activity of Al-Azhar in a way to contribute to strengthening stability in our Arab and African environment, noted President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. He'll also recall that this summit meeting is the fruitful of the joint efforts of the two countries during the past period, with the aim of the advancing bilateral cooperation, which confirmed to common political will and paves the way for a new phase of the partnership. These talks are also in light of the political condition that the East and Horn of Africa region is going through in the context of a number of conflicts and challenges to stability, security and stability of some of their countries. The Egyptian president said that the two sides also agreed to strengthen the security of the Red Sea, which is a strategic artery of great importance to both countries. We also discussed the development of the Renaissance dam issues and confirmed the end reach a fair balanced agreement in the operation of this dam of the benefit of all. Finally, he renewed his thanks to the President of the Republic, wishing that his visit to the Arab Republic of Egypt can soon to advance the development of relations between the two countries. And now, an important speech delivered at the beginning of the enlarged meeting. Please listen to the target.
In an important speech delivered at the beginning of this enlarged meeting, the President of the Republic, Mr. Anglais, welcomed his Egyptian counterpart, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and wished him a pleasant stay in Djibouti. Your historic visit was the best proof of ties, strength, and fraternal relations between our two brotherly countries, based on mutual respect and having a common destiny, and we look forward, Mr. President, to continue with you the process of strengthening various areas serves our common interests, said the head of state. President Anglais took this opportunity to affirm the deep appreciation of the role of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in achieving stability and development in Egypt and all his political efforts aimed at promoting peace and security at the Arab and African levels. The Djiboutian #1 stressed that the existing relations between the two countries are eternal relations that are rooted in the depth of history, where its first beginning dates back to the time of pharaohs. Also, in his speech, the head of state recalled with satisfaction the position of the Arab Republic of Egypt alongside the Djiboutian in their struggle against colonialism in the 60s and 70s of the last century. He stressed the importance of continuing coordination between the two countries on issues of mutual interest. Your valuable visit offers a historic opportunity to strengthen the momentum of bilateral relations in many fields, such as trade, culture, education, health, training, capacity building, and transfer of Egyptian expertise and promotion of investments, as well as opening up new horizons in order to achieve the common interests and to meet the development aspiration of our two brotherly peoples who face the same challenges. Our two brotherly countries overlook the Red Sea located in the heart of the world. This represents, in fact, a lifeline shared by the countries and represents a very important strategic and security dimension for the vital relations for the two brotherly peoples of Djibouti and Egypt, stressed the President of the Republic. There is a shared responsibility for maintaining maritime security in the Red Sea, and the littoral countries must assume the responsibility by strengthening cooperation and coordination within the framework of joint working mechanism, especially the Council of Arab States and the African countries overlooking to the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, the head of state added.
And for second part, please listen, Targ had more.
In the second part of the speech, the President of the Republic, Mr. Anglais, referred to the tension in the Horn of Africa, the role of Djibouti in consolidating stability, the Renaissance Dam, as well as the latest development in the Palestinian issue and Yemen. Speaking about the fluctuation and tensions in the Horn of Africa region, the President of the Republic, Mr. Anglais, reiterated the commitment of the Republic of Djibouti to continue its usual role in strengthening security and stability in this vital region of the world. And the tension in the region requires a collective effort and hard work of regional and international actors and different parties involved, including Egypt, based on its weight and historical role in the region and its relation, he added, affirming that Djibouti spares no effort to keep pace with the steps aimed at achieving lasting peace. Djibouti also supports the efforts to restore legitimacy, security and stability of the broader country of Yemen. With regard to the Renaissance Dam, the head of state called for the relaunching of negotiations between the borders of Egypt, Ethiopia and Sudan, and expressed the hope that these negotiations will lead to a consensual agreement between the three countries. And on the latest development in the Palestinian issue, President Anglais welcomed the valuable Egyptian initiative, which led to a ceasefire agreement and an end to the Israeli aggression on the Gaza Strip and the shedding of blood of our Palestinian brothers. We also appreciate the initiative of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to allocate $500 million for the reconstruction of Gaza, said the head of state, before confirming the importance of engaging in a political settlement to achieve a just and comprehensive solution based on the two-state solution. President Anglais noted that the Republic of Djibouti has engaged in infrastructure investments, particularly in the field of ports, in electrified railroad lines, the road network, the electrical interconnection, and the free zone, which is the largest in Africa, all in an effort to upgrade services and achieve sustainable development for Djiboutian and the people of the region. These efforts have allowed to reach advanced stages in the process of economic integration between the countries of the Horn of Africa, said the head of state. The president said that the Republic of Djibouti is determined to move forward at a steady pace, and we hope that this effort will lead to a vigorous economic transformation, making Djibouti a leading financial and commercial hub in the region, he continued. In light of this momentum, we welcome the Egyptian investor and invite him to explore the promising opportunities available in Djibouti, which is a gateway to a vast market, the president concluded.
And now Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi renewed his congratulations to the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Anglais, for winning the last presidential election, reflecting the confidence of the Djiboutian people in his wise leadership and his ability to preserve the stability of the country. President Sisi stressed the willingness of the Arab Republic of Djibouti to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries in all files up to the level of strategic partnership. Egypt considers Djibouti as a major partner in the region, given its role in achieving economic development and consolidating the security of the Red Sea. And I would like to express our congratulations for the tireless effort of the President Anglais to achieve peace and stability to the region. President Sisi recalled Egyptian invitation to President Ismail Margele to visit Cairo as the first of his new term. The Egyptian president also affirmed the willingness of his government. He also implementing a specific project in various files, especially in the area of combating extremist ideology, infrastructure, energy, health, road supports, links, banks, education, culture and trade, and so on. On the other hand, the President of the Arab Republic of Egypt praised the success of the security institution in Djibouti in creating the appropriate climate to improve economic performance as well as maintaining stability despite the multiplicity of as well as the resolution of the corona epidemic crisis. He expressed Egyptian willingness to implement the promised cooperation and exchange project, especially the Egyptian logistics zone, to peace stability within the Djibouti International Free Zone, allocating the necessary land for the construction of an Egyptian hospital and agreeing to enter into partnership through Al-Azhar to manage the Institute of Moderation and Culture of Peace. At the end of his speech, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi praised the distinguished cooperation between Djibouti and Egypt in the military and security file, stressing Egyptian readiness to support Djibouti in this vital area. The President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Anglais, first welcomed by the Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Please listen to the rest.
The President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Margele, first welcomed Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, who arrived today in Djibouti, wishing him a pleasant stay. I would like to express our deep gratitude for the historical ties of brotherhood and friendship which unite the Republic of Djibouti and the Arab Republic of Egypt and their brotherly peoples. In this general visit of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is a historic opportunity to open up new and wide horizons in bilateral relations and joint cooperation in order to achieve our common interest, which is the aspiration of the two brotherly peoples, said the head of state. The President of the Republic also stressed that the results of the talks held with his brother President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi took place in an atmosphere of brotherhood and friendship and full of understanding, where the two delegations discussed the fraternal relations between the two countries and moreover the latest development on Arab and African scene and international issues of common interest. So we agreed to consolidate cooperation frameworks and mechanism of joint action at the levels, said the head of state. Regarding the Palestinian cause, President Ismail Margele once again welcomed the Egyptian initiative, which led to a ceasefire agreement and the end of the Israeli aggression on the Gaza Strip and the shedding of bloods of our Palestinian brothers, and also welcomed the initiative of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to allocate $500 million for the reconstruction of Gaza. We stressed the need to continue stabilizing the trust efforts while we confirmed at the same time the importance of engaging in the political settlement to achieve a comprehensive and lasting just solution based on the two-state solution leading to the establishment of an independent Palestinian state on the borders of June 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital, according to the Arab Peace Initiative and relevant international decisions, said the President of the Republic, before renewing the welcome to the Egyptian president and the member of his delegation.
And now for the new Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah received the delegation of the technical team of the Saudi Development Fund, SDF, in the framework of the new reconstruction project of the General Liability Hospital at the meeting room of the Ministry of Health. The meeting was attended by the Djibouti ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Yadin Saeed Mabakrama, the special advisor to the President of the Republic in charge of Arab investment, Mr. Fahmi Al-Haq, and the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Saleh Beni Taturab. During the meeting, the discussion focused mainly on the technical aspect and outline of this total reconstruction project carried by the Saudi Development Fund, and which aims at modernizing the General Liability Hospital, which is the first regional hospital. The Saudi Kingdom, which has always contributed to the development of our country in general and to the modernization of our health system in particular. Finally, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah, took this opportunity to give the member of the delegation of the Saudi Fund for Development gives us a sign of thanks for their unfailing and essential support in development of the health system of the Republic of Djibouti. Lieutenant General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, received this morning in his office the French Director of Intelligence and Security of Defense, Lieutenant General Eric Becque, who is on a 3-day working visit in the country. Eric Becque was accompanied by the French Defense Attaché Colonel. During his military career, General Eric has already made a stay in Djibouti from 2005 to 2007 as commander of the 5 overseas under arms regime. During his interview, General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim was assisted by Colonel Mohammed Ilmi Habane, head of the Operation Division, and Lieutenant Colonel Yonis Ilmi Wais, Deputy Chief of Staff of the Chief of Staff. In his speech, General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim first welcomed General Eric for his second visit to Djibouti. Lieutenant General underlined the close ties and the special relation between the Republic of Djibouti and France based on mutual trust. As an example, General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim said he was pleased with the close collaboration between the Djibouti and Armed Forces and the French forces stationed in Djibouti. For his part, General Eric Becque, the French Director of the Intelligence and Security of Defense, said he was honored by the warm welcome received for him. Moreover, General Eric Becque committed himself to work further to strengthen, consolidate, and expand these cooperation ties this context, visit ended with the traditional family photo. And now moving on to the international news. Tens of thousands of people have been evacuated from the city of Goma in Democratic Republic of Congo over fears of another volcanic eruption. Local authorities have said Mount Yornaronko could erupt once again with little warning. The volcano 10 kilometers 6 miles from Goma spewed lava over the weekend, killing 32 people and leaving thousands homeless. Thousands fled then, but some residents had started returning. That's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention. Very wonderful evening.